Adnan Gulshair Shukrijumah, Arabic letter Ain, Arabic letter Dal, Arabic letter Noon, Arabic letter Aleph, Arabic letter Noon, Arabic letter Sheen, Arabic letter Kaf, Arabic letter Ra, Arabic letter Ye, Arabic letter Jim, Arabic letter Mim, Arabic letter Ain, Arabic letter Tamarbula, modifier letter left half ring Adnan Shukrijumah, modifier letter left half ring the 4th of August 1975, the 6th of December 2014 was a citizen of Saudi Arabia and a senior member of Al-Qaeda. He was born in Saudi Arabia and grew up in the United States. In March 2003, a provisional arrest warrant was issued calling him a material witness, and he was subsequently listed by the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) on the Seeking Information, War on Terrorism list, and the United States Department of State, through the Rewards for Justice program, offered a bounty of up to $5 million for information about his location. Last known to have lived with his family in Miramar, Florida, Shukrijumah was known to have a Guyanese passport but might also have used a Saudi, Canadian, or Trinidadian passport. Saudi Arabia has repeatedly denied that Shukrijumah was a Saudi citizen. He was considered to be a high-ranking member of al-Qaeda. His mother insisted that her asthmatic son had been wrongly accused. He also went by the names Abu Arif and Jafar al-Tayyar, the latter translating to Jafar the pilot. In 2014, Shukrijumah was killed in a military manhunt operation by Pakistan Army Special Forces in South Waziristan. The Pakistani Taliban confirmed Shukrijumah's death 2 days later. Al-Qaeda confirmed Shukrijumah's death in July 2016. Early years. Shukrijumah moved to the United States in the 1980s as a young teenager with his parents. His mother Zura Abdu Ahmed still resides in Florida, while his father died following a career as an imam. In 2001, his father had attracted the interest of officials, as the Saudi embassy had sent him $19,200. Shukrijumah learned English later in his youth. As a young adult in 1997, he attended English as a second language classes. The FBI obtained a videotape of Adnan Shukrijumah from the period that shows him giving a presentation exercise to the class, in which he speaks at length on the subject of jump-starting a car. U.S. authorities believe that he may have been trained at an Afghan training camp in the late 1990s. He is alleged to have received assistance from American neuroscientist Afia Siddiqui. Shukrijumah enrolled at Broward Community College and earned money on the side working as a freelance computer technician. Shukrijumah applied for a green card so as to have his permanent residence status in the United States recognized, but lied on his application about having ever been arrested in the past. In March 2001, while investigating Imran Mandai, who attended the same Florida mosque as Shukrijumah, authorities made a note that Mandai had eyed Shukrijumah as a potential colleague in whom to confide his plans, although Shukrijumah had refused to associate with the militant Mandai. Reports would later accuse Mandai of plotting to destroy Mount Rushmore. Shukrijumah left the United States in May 2001 and flew to Trinidad after receiving his degree in computer engineering. However, Mandai's testimony in court would indicate that he believed he had last seen Shukrijumah 2 months after his stated departure. Authorities tried to speak with Shukrijumah, appearing unannounced at his parents' home 6 times asking if he was available, only to be told that he had left the country. Under torture, Jose Padilla claims to have been partnered with Shukrijumah in the summer of 2001, and that the pair were taught how to seal natural gas into apartment complexes and detonate explosives in a course they received at the Kandahar airport. Padilla claims that the two men constantly fought, and he eventually went to Mohammed Atef to complain that he could not work with Shukrijumah and the training was cancelled. In late 2002, Shukrijumah phoned his parents to tell them that he had found a wife, settled down and had a son, and was now teaching English in Morocco. 2003 worldwide alert. In March 2003, his family's Florida home was the subject of an FBI search which yielded no evidence of his location. A bulletin was released suggesting that he was wanted as a terrorist and posed a grave danger to gas stations, fuel trucks, subway systems, trains, or bridges. A number of sightings were reported across the country, including at a sandwich shop in South Tampa. In September 2003, the FBI issued an alert for 4 people they alleged pose a threat to U.S. citizens, including Abdurrahman, Shukrijumah and the previously unknown Zubair al-Rami and Kareem al-Majadi. Mr. Williams' allegations about McMaster are on a par with UFO reports and JFK conspiracy theories. The notion that because there are people on the faculty from Egypt that McMaster is then a haven for terrorism is not only logically offensive, it smacks of racism. In October, author Paul Williams wrote a book titled Dunces of Doomsday in which he claimed that Amer al-Mahdi, Jabir al-Bana and Anas al-Libi had all been seen around Hamilton, Ontario the previous year, and that Shukrijumah had been seen at McMaster University where he wasted no time in gaining access to the nuclear reactor and stealing more than 180 pounds of nuclear material for the creation of radiological bombs. He was subsequently sued by the university for libel, as there had been no evidence to suggest any part of his story was true. The publisher later apologized for allowing Williams to print statements which were without basis in fact. Summer 2004 terror alert. On the 26th of May 2004, United States Attorney General John Ashcroft and FBI Director Robert Mueller announced that reports indicated that al-Shukrijumah was one of 7 al-Qaeda members who were planning terrorist actions for the summer or fall of 2004. The other alleged terrorists listed on that date were Ahmed Kafan Gailani, who was later captured in Pakistan, Fazial Abdullah Mohammed, and Amer al-Mahdi, Afia Siddiqui, Adam Yahya Dadon, and Abdurrahman. The first 2 had been listed as FBI most wanted terrorists since 2001, indicted for their roles in the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings. They had already been on the FBI's Seeking Information Wanted list since inception on the 17th of January 2002, to which Shukrijumah had also been later added, and the other 3 as well. American Democrats labeled the warning suspicious and said it was held solely to divert attention from President Bush's plummeting poll numbers and to push the failings of the invasion of Iraq off the front page. CSIS Director Reed Morden voiced similar concerns, saying it seemed more like election year politics than an actual threat, and the New York Times pointed out that one day before the announcement, they had been told by the Department of Homeland Security that there were no current risks. Ashcroft alleged that Shukrijumah had specifically scouted sites in New York City and around the Panama Canal for possible terrorist attacks. On the 30th of June, it was announced by the Honduran Security Ministry that al-Shukrijumah had been in Honduras during the previous month meeting with members of the Mara Salvatrucha Street Gang. That September, the Aviation Security Association claimed that a Japanese flight attendant had confronted Shukrijumah while he had been acting strangely at Kansai International Airport. In June 2007, the New York Post claimed that Shukrijumah was al-Qaeda's operations leader on a nuclear terror plot targeting the United States, stating that Osama bin Laden had chosen him to detonate nuclear bombs simultaneously in several U.S. cities. Identified a 2006 summary of the high-value terrorist detainee program from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, asserted that Jafar al-Tayyar was identified as al-Shukrijumah by waterboarded captive Abu Zubaydah. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, after also being waterboarded, was shown a photograph of Shukrijumah and agreed it was Jafar al-Tayyar. Other captives held at Guantanamo Bay had stated that another man, whose photograph they identified from a collection, was Jafar al-Tayyar, although the American authorities discarded their claims. Linked to Najib al-Azazi plot and put on the FBI Most Wanted Terrorist list in June 2010, Anonymous U.S. counterterrorism officials told the Associated Press that Najibullah Zazi, who was arrested in September 2009 on charges that he planned to suicide bomb the New York City subway system, had met with Shukrijumah in a camp in Pakistan. On the 8th of July 2010, he was put on the FBI Most Wanted Terrorist list. External Operations Council Shukrijumah and 2 other leaders were part of an External Operations Council that designed and approved terrorism plots and recruits, but his 2 counterparts were killed in U.S. drone attacks, leaving Shukrijumah as the de facto chief and successor to Mohammed, his former boss. He would be equated with being chief of operations, FBI Special Agent Brian LeBlanc told the U.S. News Network, adding that investigators believed Shukrijumah was extremely dangerous. However, according to the Long War Journal, Shukrijumah was Al-Qaeda's operations chief for North America. See also list of fugitives from justice who are no longer sought. References